Let me ask you something. Do you feel behind? Like, no matter how hard you try, you're still not great at anything? You look around, feeling like everyone else is moving faster. They are doing better, succeeding louder, while you're just stuck watching them. You wish and wonder, will I ever be one of them? You scroll social media and see people posting all of their achievements. They are showing off amazing skills, speaking fluently, and creating businesses. They are building bodies, making money, and getting so much attention. You start to feel small and insignificant. You ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Why am I not an expert in anything yet? But let me tell you a truth. The world doesn't talk about enough. Experts are not born into this world. They are built. They are built in silence. In the early mornings when no one is there to clap for you. In the late nights when everyone sleeps. They are built in the boring hours when your motivation is completely dead. In the quiet, lonely grind where nobody ever sees your pain. Becoming great at anything is not magic. Speaking English, learning design, building a business, or becoming a powerful speaker are all the same. Creating a YouTube channel, writing, teaching, coding, marketing, leading, or performing. It's all a process, not a magical gift given to a few. And that difficult process doesn't belong to the gifted. It belongs to the obsessed, the disciplined, and the truly focused individuals. It belongs to the ones who stopped waiting for motivation. They stopped looking for permission from others, and they stopped comparing themselves. They started doing. You don't need 100 different talents. You don't need to have a perfect brain. You don't need a new online course. You don't need a new app or a new phone. You need a code that has built millions of self-made experts. This code has been used all over the world. It includes silent effort, painful practice, extreme patience, and brutal, honest self-assessment. It demands a lifelong obsession with growth. This is the code I'm going to give to you right now. So please, listen. This is not just another video you will forget. This is your awakening. This is your new system. This is your path to mastery. And once you finally understand it, once you truly live it, you'll never ask again, what should I do with my entire life? Because now you will know what you are meant to do. You are meant to build greatness from scratch, from silence, from obsession. This video is also great for improving your English. Every word you hear is helping you think, speak, and grow in English too. Let's begin with the most dangerous lie in the world. Some people are just born for it. They are naturally gifted and talented. That one single sentence has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. It makes so many people believe. I don't have it, they think. I wasn't chosen. I'll never catch up. I'm not one of the lucky ones. Because of that lie, they don't try. But let me tell you the truth. Successful people don't say out loud. Mastery has absolutely nothing to do with your natural talent. It has everything to do with your obsession. Most people you admire today, speakers, artists, athletes, CEOs, and creators, were not born special. They weren't the fastest. They weren't the smartest. They weren't gifted from birth. They were just willing to look like beginners for longer. They were willing to look foolish longer than everyone else. And that is what changed everything for them in the end. It made them. Did you know Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team? He cried. He felt completely humiliated by the failure. But instead of quitting, he said, I took that personally. He trained every single day with an obsessive and relentless focus. And he didn't just train what he was good at. He trained his weaknesses. That's what made him the greatest of all time. It was not his talent. It was his obsession. The world wants you to believe she's just naturally confident or he's gifted with English. They want you to think others are just lucky with talent. That is wrong. What you are calling talent is just reps and pain. It is silence and thousands of private hours. What you must believe instead is this. You are not untalented or behind in life. You are not missing something that other people have. You're just early in the process. And that is a very good thing. It means you have everything still ahead of you. Stop saying, "I'm not talented enough." Start saying, "I haven't trained enough yet." Because your current skill level is not your destiny. Your effort level is what truly defines where you will go in your life. Here is what to do right now. Choose one skill you want to master. Accept that you will be bad at it at first. Show up to practice anyway. Repeat for months and then for years. And never, ever say the word talent again. Just forget it. Talent might open the first door for you, but it is obsession that is what builds the entire castle for your future. Let's get brutally honest with ourselves. Most people never become experts because they are too scattered. Their focus is everywhere. It is divided. They want to learn English. They want to be a YouTuber. They want to learn coding. They want to start a new business. They want to read more books. They want to build muscles. They want to have everything. But they give 25% energy to each goal. Guess what that creates in the end? Nothing. It creates no mastery, no excellence, and no competitive edge in this world. You cannot be amazing at 10 things at the same time. You must pick one and give it everything that you have inside you. That's what the real masters do. They obsess over one thing. They focus. They choose one mountain, and they climb it like life depends on it. Do you know why Bruce Lee was so legendary? Because he said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." That is what true, relentless, and powerful focus looks like. Not chasing after everything, not trying to impress anyone online, just picking one skill and drilling it into your very bones until it becomes you. If you want to master English speaking, stop multitasking with 10 apps. Just speak daily. Study real conversations and build real depth. If you want to master editing, stop watching 50 YouTubers. Pick one software, one style, and practice creating videos every single day. If you want to be a powerful speaker, stop copying quotes. Start training your voice, writing your message, and delivering it out loud. Here's what most people do. They get excited on Monday. They try something new on Tuesday. They quit by Friday. They feel guilty on Sunday. They repeat this painful cycle for years and years. This is why you are not an expert yet. Your energy is too divided, and divided energy will always equal divided results. Masters choose one thing. They give it time, focus, practice, study, and pain. They give it repetition, self-control, and obsession. They do it even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. If you try to chase 2 rabbits, you will catch none. But if you chase one with your full focus, you'll catch it right now. Not tomorrow. You need to pick your one skill. Ask yourself, if I could master one thing in the next 3 years, what would it be? What makes me excited even when no one is watching me? What am I truly willing to suffer for? Then you must go all in. No more hesitation. No more, maybe later. Choose your mountain and start to climb it with fire. This is the second law of mastery. Pick one and go all in. The world is full of people who know a little about everything. But you're about to become world-class at something. And that is going to change your life and future forever. Believe that. Here is the painful truth that no one wants to hear. What you do when you don't feel like it defines who you become. Anyone can show up when it's easy, when motivation is high, when the sun is shining, when the coffee kicks in. Anyone can work when the comments are supportive, and when everything feels exciting. But that's not what mastery is. It is different. That's just mood-based action, and it is not sustainable long-term. The truth is that masters show up when it's boring and painful. They show up when it's silent. There's a man who woke up every day at 4:30 a.m. to write. No audience, no fame. There was no book deal, just silence, just the page, just the grind. After 7 years of this, he finally published a book. Nobody cared about it at first, but he kept going. Today, his name is James Clear, author of the book Atomic Habits. It is one of the most life-changing books ever written. It did not come from luck. It came from consistent, invisible, lonely work. What experts know is that skill doesn't grow on weekends. Talent doesn't expand in sprints. Mastery is built in the mundane. It is built with repetition, discipline, and structure. Even if it's just 20 minutes a day, you have to do it, even if you're tired, even if it's imperfect. Because mastery doesn't ask you for perfection. It only demands your presence. What happens when you show up daily? Your brain rewires itself. Your fear gets smaller. Your flow state gets faster. Your confidence grows. Your identity changes. You go from, I hope I get better, to, this is just who I am now. You must build this identity. I am the kind of person who trains daily. I am the kind of person who works when no one sees me. I am the kind of person who does hard things quietly. This is how you break the old you. This is how you build. You build the unrecognizable expert version of you. You don't need to feel inspired. You just need to keep your promise to yourself. Because the version of you you're dreaming about, they are already doing it. They're just waiting for you to catch up. Let's be real. If it were easy to be world-class, everyone would do it, but they don't. Because most people want success without time. They want results without repetition. They want skill without sweat. And that is not how this game works. It is not reality. It's the simple truth that world-class mastery in any skill takes approximately 10,000 hours of deliberate and focused practice. That means 3 hours a day for 10 years, or 5 hours a day for 5 years, or 10 hours a day for 3 years. This is not a punishment. This is the price of greatness. Before they became legends, before anyone screamed their names, they were playing. The Beatles played 8 hours a night in German clubs for years, perfecting their sound. That's thousands of hours before they were even known. They were unknown, unseen, and unpaid. But they were getting better every single day. That is the rule. Grind now, glory later. When reporters asked Kobe Bryant why he practiced for hours before every game, he said, "Because while they sleep, I'm working," he said. "While they rest, I improve." That's not talent. That's hour after hour of deliberate and focused improvement, not a gift. What most people do is try something for 5 days. Then they quit. They complain that it is too hard for them. They scroll past the real work. They expect to have genius in 30 days. But mastery doesn't care about your expectations. It only rewards your repetitions. What you must do instead is fall in love with the long game. Track your hours. Celebrate the boring days. Obsess over the small wins. Go from, am I good enough? To, how many hours did I give this week? 1 hour a day equals 365 hours a year. 2 hours a day equals 730 hours. In 3 years, you'll be ahead. You will be ahead of 99% of people. Don't look at the whole mountain. Just take the next step and the next hour. If I just give this skill 1 to 2 hours daily, no matter how slow I go, I will eventually become unstoppable. And that mindset, that belief, that silent fire, that's what builds greatness. That is the secret to all of this. If there is one philosophy that has created the greatest companies, athletes, and minds in the world, it is this one word. The word is Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese word that means continuous improvement done daily. Not dramatic, not flashy, not viral, just 1% better every single day. Most people fail at mastering a skill, not because they're lazy, but because they expect too much. They expect it too fast. They want fluent English in 2 weeks, 6-pack abs in 10 days, or $10,000 per month in 30 days. They want instant transformation. And when that doesn't happen, they quit. The expectations were unrealistic, but the disappointment felt very real. That is where Kaizen saves your life. What Kaizen looks like in real life is learning 5 new words a day and using them. It looks like speaking for 10 minutes in English, even if it's broken. It's studying one small technique and applying it. You track your daily progress, not for show, but for your own growth. You don't need to be twice as good tomorrow. Just be 1% better than you were yesterday. Let's say you improve your skill just 1% every day for one single year. At the end of the year, you will be 37 times better than when you started. Not 2 times, not 5 times, 37 times. That's not a theory. That's just math. The reason Toyota became one of the world's best car companies wasn't just engineering. It was Kaizen. Every single employee, from the CEO to the factory floor, was trained to look for small improvements every day. They would fix a small delay in the line or shorten a screw-turning motion by 0.5 seconds. They improved clarity on checklists. These are tiny things, but over time, they created one of the most efficient, reliable, and respected companies in the entire world. Ask yourself every night, what did I learn today? What got better? What confused me? How will I improve 1% tomorrow? Don't underestimate that 1% shift, because while others are chasing massive breakthroughs, you'll be quietly building a level no one can match. Small disciplines repeated with consistency build miracles the world cannot ignore. Kaizen is the mindset of true masters. You're never finished. You are always improving. You compete with who you were yesterday, not with other people. That is the only competition that matters. Let me be brutally honest. In today's world, everyone looks like an expert. They have a perfect camera, a confident voice, and fake results. They make big promises. But here's the problem. Most people are teaching what they haven't done. They sell advice and they sell hacks, but they have no experience, no mastery, and no truth. And if you learn from the wrong people, you'll build a broken system. That's why the real path to mastery must include this golden rule. Study those who've walked the fire, not those who've lit the match. Kobe didn't learn from random coaches. He studied Michael Jordan's tapes every day. Same footwork, same fadeaway, same attention to detail. He didn't just watch Jordan's games. He studied how he walked, how he breathed, how he held the basketball. He studied everything. That is what it means to learn from a true master. Warren Buffett didn't try to learn investing from 100 TikTok clips. He studied Benjamin Graham, a true expert in value investing. He read thousands of pages of his work, not just 30-second quotes. And because of that, he built generational mastery, not quick luck. Pick 1 to 2 real masters in your chosen field. Read their work, study their interviews, understand their struggles, copy their mindset, not just their lifestyle. Don't try to be them. Instead, build your own version of their wisdom. Don't follow someone because they look rich, they sound confident, or they're popular online. Don't follow them because they go viral. That's not how mastery is passed down. Mastery is built by true apprenticeship, even from afar. Even if the mentor doesn't know you exist, ask this before you learn from anyone. Have they lived this truth? Have they suffered? Have they suffered for this skill? Would I want their level of mastery? If the answer is no, then don't learn from them. Learn from real fire, not just from fireworks. Because when you study experts with real scars, you learn not just what to do, you learn how to think. And that is what makes you dangerous. That is what will separate you from all the others. Here's a powerful truth for you. You don't truly know it until you can teach it. You can watch 100 hours of content. You can read 50 books. You can take every course in the world. But if you can't explain what you know in simple language, you don't really own the knowledge. Because real mastery is not shown by how much you know. It's shown by how well you can make others understand. When you try to teach what you learn, something magical happens. You start to organize your thoughts. You realize what you don't fully understand. You get better at clarity, focus, and communication. You stop pretending you know it all, and you start to truly refine your knowledge. Teaching exposes your gaps and forces you to level up. For example, Richard Feynman won the Nobel Prize in physics. He was a genius. But what made him legendary wasn't just brilliance. It was how he explained complex science in child-level simplicity. He had a rule. He believed this rule: if you can't explain it to a 12-year-old, you don't truly understand it. It is that simple. He used chalkboards, simple stories, and real-life examples. He turned the most confusing topics into beautiful and simple clarity. That's not talent. That's mastery through teaching. Let's say you're learning English. Don't just memorize vocabulary. Try explaining new words to someone else, or even explain them to yourself. Create example sentences. Speak like you're teaching someone who is just starting to learn the language. If you are learning coding, don't just copy the code. Teach yourself out loud why every single line of that code exists. If you're learning public speaking, record short audio clips where you explain a topic clearly. After every lesson, write down this question: how would I teach this to a 10-year-old? Create 60-second audio summaries of what you have learned for the day. Teach a friend. Teach one stranger, or even teach your mirror. Don't teach because you know everything. Teach to find out what you truly know. When you teach, something massive happens inside you. You stop saying, "I'm still learning," and you start saying, "I'm someone who knows. I am someone who knows and shares." You become a leader, not just a student. You become a creator, not just a consumer. When you teach what you learn it twice as deeply, and you will live it 10 times more powerfully in your own life. So don't wait to be an expert to teach. Teaching is what makes you an expert. It is the path to true mastery. Here's one of the biggest reasons people fail at becoming experts. They never measure their progress, so they feel like they are going nowhere. They feel this way even when they're quietly improving. If you can't see your progress, you'll start to believe the lie. You will believe the lie that you're not improving at all. That's where the mindset of a scientist saves you from quitting. A scientist doesn't say, "I hope this works." They say, "Let me test this. Let me measure the results. Let me adjust. Let me adjust if it fails." That's how you must treat your skill. Whether you're learning English, marketing, design, guitar, coding, or speaking, no matter what it is, you must track your work. How to track like a scientist? There are simple, powerful methods to use. Use a daily practice log. What did I practice today? For how long? What felt hard? What improved? Write it all down. Use a weekly review sheet. What 3 wins did I have? What's one mistake I made? What needs more of my attention? Use progress video or voice logs. Record yourself once a week speaking, playing, performing, or explaining. Watch your growth over time. Score your effort, not just your outcome. On a scale of 1 to 10, how focused was I today? Not how perfect, but how present. Gold medalist swimmers don't just swim. They record lap times. They measure stroke efficiency. They monitor fatigue. They compare results. They track absolutely everything because in mastery, that 0.01% improvement matters. The ones who actually master English fluency track new words daily. They revisit their old mistakes weekly. They record speaking challenges monthly. They log their confidence level per week. It is a system. It's not about being fluent in 30 days. It's about building a feedback loop that makes your improvement absolutely inevitable. It has to happen. What you don't track, you won't notice. What you don't notice, you won't improve. Your brain plays tricks on you sometimes. Sometimes it says you're not improving at all. But if you look at your logs, your videos, your charts, you will see proof. You will see proof of growth. And that proof will destroy your self-doubt. You don't need to post your progress online for others. Track for you, not for likes. One day, world will ask, "How did you get so good?" And you'll smile because you have receipts. Let me tell you something the world doesn't teach anymore. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Not your friends or family. Not your classmates. Not Instagram, not the world. You don't need applause right now. You don't need attention. You don't need permission. You just need to build in silence. Why is silence your superpower? Because in the early stages of mastery, you'll look foolish. You will sound uncertain. You will feel slow. You will fail in private. And that's exactly why you must protect the process. You must protect it with silence. People give up not because they're weak, but because they open their mouth too early in the process. They tell the world what they're going to do. They announce goals they have not earned yet. They chase the dopamine of likes. They chase views and praise without building the skill. And when the hype fades, so does their motivation. They quit soon after. When you train in silence, you become obsessed with practice, not performance. You fall in love with progress, not popularity. You build discipline without an audience. You protect your dream from judgment. And one day, when the world sees what you have become, they will say, "When did you get so good?" And you'll smile because you didn't shout about your goals. You showed your results. Vincent van Gogh created over 900 paintings. He sold only one during his lifetime, but he kept painting every single day. He did not paint for applause. He painted because he had to create. And now his silence speaks across many centuries. Bruce Lee trained in secret for hours every day, mastering moves the world had never seen. He didn't try to impress people. He tried to evolve. And when he finally performed, the world had never seen anything like it. His silence was powerful. A student learning English who never posts, never brags, and never boasts, but speaks every single day, records themselves, and studies pronunciation. That student rewrites vocabulary 1 year later. When they speak fluently, people will say, "Did you join some special course?" They did not. They just trained in silence. Now the result makes all the noise. Practice without posting. Track without bragging. Improve without announcing. Create without explaining. Stay focused when others want attention. Because when you stay silent, your obsession becomes sacred to you. And sacred obsessions create unbreakable results. Disappearance is not giving up. It is returning to the lab to work on your craft. It's disappearing from distractions, disappearing from comparison, and disappearing from the fake urgency of the world so you can build something real. Don't show the world what you are working on. Show them what you have finally become. Let your results speak for themselves. You have now received the 9 mastery rules. You have heard the truth that no one else tells you. Not the fake success pages, not the quick fix coaches, not the 30-second hacks, but the real path, the Rhino path, the unsexy, unstoppable, unbreakable path to greatness. This is the path to becoming the best at anything. Let's be honest, it is not going to be easy. You are going to want to quit. You are going to doubt yourself. You are going to get tired. You're going to feel invisible. But here is the difference. Now you know the code. Now you have the system. Now you have the truth. And the truth is, you were never behind. You were just unfocused. You were never untalented. You were just undisciplined. You don't need more motivation. You need more reps. You need more presence and more consistency. And starting today, you give yourself that gift. So, pick your one skill. Show up daily. Embrace the 10,000-hour truth. Improve by 1% every day. Learn from the real experts. Teach what you learn. Track your growth. Train in silence. And never forget this. You don't need to tell the world who you are becoming. You just need to become it. Because when the world finally sees you, they will not believe their eyes, but you will. Because you built it all in silence. If this video spoke to your soul, don't just watch it. Live it. Save it. Come back to it. And above all, become the person that no one saw coming. That is mastery. And it is waiting for you. For sure, it is your destiny. If this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe. More life-changing content is coming your way very soon. Thank you.